How do you get obsessed with somebody after only a couple of months of dating? How down low do you have to be to go stalk somebody? Those people are really weird. They just can't take rejection. But how does it get that bad? Like, you don't even know this person that long. Obviously, they are not reciprocating the same feelings, so why would you continue that? You know, I don't know the mental makeup thing with that, but it's not normal. You call them losers, but you know, some people online be like, well, you don't know about emotions. Look, work on yourself. That means you don't need to be dating if you're that obsessed. Why does it feel so bad calling like somebody a loser? Maybe for some people. I don't really mind it, if depending on the circumstances. I only call people losers like on the cases I talk about, and it's always the killers. Look, y'all, with these cases, domestic violence, you're weak if you hit a woman. Like, those men are legit weak because they will not hit another man like that. The ones who stalk, oh, they're losers. The ones who are obsessed, like what we're talking about, loser. Like, you're a loser. You can't take rejection. You're a loser because you just constantly just won't take no for an answer, and that's a loser. I can't imagine somebody just won't, like, constantly like trying to get to you without you wanting them there. Y'all, how down low do you have to be? I'm going to say it again, just like I said at the beginning. You have to be bad. Like, you have to be at the bottom to constantly stalk somebody that don't want you. Gosh, take the hint, okay? Let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna do another video about I've been on TikTok last night, and I swear I've been going down TikTok with these couple cases, and really are they cases, because a lot of people don't report stuff, but like all these stories that people are saying about stalking and video footage, because people record it from their doorbell cameras. So I screen recorded a lot of those. And we're going to talk about some of them, okay? Not on this one, but it's so similar. For example, we're going to talk about one where a dude was talking to this girl, I think online. They met up probably once a year ago. The girl didn't even remember him, y'all. She did not remember him. She told him that because he came to her house a year later and she had the footage. She didn't know who he was, and he was trying to get a relationship with her. I saved that one, so we're going to talk about that one too. I'm just like, oh no, like, get out, get away. What is your problem? And he had the nerve to say, well, I want to start a relationship with you. And he was black. And I know, before anybody say anything, I know it's not about race, but I swear, y'all, I just had to put that out there. I just had to be like, you know, my black people, they be low. Some of them be on the down low. Y'all know. Okay, anyways, look. And I got a video for that too, about all these cases with dudes on down low, because there's a lot going on, but we're not talking about none of that today. We're talking about a trio, and we're talking about 3 different professions. Professional professions. That sounds so weird. We're talking about a veterinarian, a firefighter, and a state trooper. If this wasn't about murder, I feel like this would be such a Wattpad story. Would it not? A veterinarian fall in love with a firefighter, but her ex, the state trooper, still have feeling for the veterinarian. I don't know why that sounds like it would be a really cool story if there wasn't murder involved. Anyways, this is about a man who stalked and murdered his ex-girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend's boyfriend. Oh my God. Only after 3 months of dating. 3 months of dating. He's a loser. That's all I can say. Look, y'all. They broke up a year, like, it was like, this is like a year ago. They was only talking for 3 months. We can't even call it dating. They was only talking for 3 months. It didn't work out. They broke up, whatever, stopped talking. A year later, he's still stalking her. She reports it, nothing happens. Why? Because he's a police officer. The man literally couldn't take it, that obsessed. They had the footage, y'all. They're not going to show it on here, but they did say there was footage that the police saw of him stalking her with a gun to her property, and then killing her, and then killing her current boyfriend, then driving off, and then finding his body with a gunshot wound, self-inflicted. This sounds so insane. Like, it just sounds so insane. How can you be that obsessed to murder somebody? Somebody who's not even thinking about you anymore. Y'all, She tried to report all of this. Nothing happened. I wonder why. Oh my gosh. There's so much more to this, and I did a video on this. I just didn't show my face, but I want y'all to get the real emotion and more out of it. That's why I'm doing it again, and we're going to actually watch the video of what they have on here. It's just crazy. So this intro is already too long, so let's just get into it.
A beloved veterinarian and her new boyfriend were killed. Authorities say it was a targeted double murder carried out by someone she once trusted. Police say a 911 call the night before reported gunshots and screams near the home of Dr. Lauren Semanchik, but officers couldn't locate the source. The next day, Dr. Semanchik and Tyler Webb were both found shot to death in what investigators are calling a targeted act. I'm Kennedy Walker, and I'll walk you through the details. This is Law and Crime. Dr. Lauren Semanchik loved animals, so much so she dedicated her life to healing them. She was a veterinarian and by all accounts, a great one. But it wasn't just her furry patients who adored her. Her friends, family, and community loved her too. The 33-year-old and her new boyfriend, 29-year-old Tyler Webb, were both shot and killed in what authorities are calling a targeted act of violence. Investigators say the gunman was Dr. Semanchik's ex-boyfriend, New Jersey State Police Sergeant Ricardo Santos, who, after the shooting, turned the gun on himself. Dr. Semanchik and Webb had recently started dating. Webb, a volunteer firefighter, had reportedly gone to visit her at her home. Detectives say a 911 call came in around 7 p.m. Friday night. A dispatcher could hear gunshots and screaming in the background. Officers responded, searched the area, but couldn't pinpoint the source. By the next day, the tragic truth was discovered. It was Lauren's father who found her body and Tyler Webb's. She had reportedly been shot in the back. Lauren's family told WCBS that she had tried to cut off contact with Santos for nearly a year, ever since their brief 3-month relationship ended. They say he wouldn't stop calling, even from restricted numbers. At one point, she even tried to get a restraining order. Her loved ones alleged the stalking escalated, accusing Santos of keying her car at work, pouring water in her gas tank, and even hiding recording devices in her home. Investigators eventually uncovered critical surveillance footage from a camera Lauren had installed in her car. It reportedly shows that around 5:25 p.m. Friday, she left work at Long Valley Animal Hospital and was followed by a Mercedes SUV matching Santos's vehicle, according to documents obtained by ABC. Then, just after 6 p.m., video shows a figure walking through a wooded area near her driveway. Webb's vehicle arrived at her home around 6:45 p.m., and authorities believe the shooting happened shortly after. A handgun was recovered from the car where Santos's body was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Now, 3 lives are gone. Dr. Semanchik is remembered as smart, compassionate, and
Let's talk about this for a second. And real quick, y'all, I had to scoot back a little bit because I hate this angle. Well, I don't hate the angle. The angle is actually really nice. It's just that my room is moved around so much. It's a construction going on in here. So I'm back this way. Y'all remember it. I used to be this way with like in the corner, but the light gets too bright a little bit. And then I'm trying to figure out the angles and I won't know till I edit it how it looks. So that's fun. Anyways, yo, how like this man was really stalking her, putting water in her gas tank, messing up her car, tracking her like somebody who don't even talk to you anymore. Once again, I said this in the other video. I don't know if y'all noticed, they haven't even showed his face. That's why I put his picture up here again, and I would do it again because like why are you hiding his picture? And I skimmed through this video. I believe his picture is not in here, and people in the comments of this video also said that they are not showing him because he's been protected. I don't know why, because you have to look it up on Google. It's like his picture is like another kind of picture. It ain't even his police photo, because he has one. I'm pretty sure you have to be in there to take a photo, but they have like a random picture of him that looked like a long time ago. I'm just like, where is the updated picture of this man? Why are y'all not showing him? He's the killer. So yeah, they only showed the victims on this one. Is weird. I don't get why protect them, because like what? Because he's a cop? No. He killed somebody. He killed 2 people and then himself. That's what I wanted to talk about. I don't condone any of this, okay? I've never condoned, I don't know what people go through when they take their own lives, but I just feel like there's so much more to life than like that, but I'm not going to get into that because I know people go through things. But anyways, this stuff, I have done many cases where, we'll talk about many cases on this channel where people kill somebody then themselves. You're a chump. You take out, if you go that way, you're a chump. And I'm talking like taking your life after killing somebody else. It's so selfish. It's so selfish. In this particular like case, he killed them and killed himself because he didn't want to be without her. I doubt this had anything to do with him not want to go to jail or feeling sad, and not sad, but like feeling weak and stuff. I really do think he did that because of her. Like, he's just that obsessed. Oh my God. Picture it, y'all. I need to say it. Picture it. I just can't imagine turning a gun on myself after killing somebody. I can't even imagine myself killing somebody. Like, I can't do that. And physically turning that gun on yourself is crazy. Oh my God. That's why I said I don't know. I'm not talking about that on here too much. I just don't know how people do that. Okay, because I cannot. Oh my gosh. But you have killers who killed themselves after killing somebody else. It's so insane. Like, if we didn't think this was already more insane, we found out that you killed yourself, you're insane. Oh my God. That really shows you that he did this because of her, that he was just that obsessive. Oh my God, you do not want to meet people like that. And he was bald, no hair. Y'all saw that. That's the picture that I have. He just fully shaven. It's given psycho killer. And it's a lot of handsome men with bald heads that are good guys, but it's a lot of them who are not, and they live up to the anyways, he just look crazy. That's what I'm saying.
Deeply dedicated to her work. Tyler Webb was a man who had been fighting fires for more than a decade. Now, his family says he exemplified what it meant to serve. And here to break down this story with me is New Jersey Police Captain Thomas Rizzo. Captain, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored.
So let's just jump right in. I know this isn't your jurisdiction, but this is a woman who tried to get a restraining order, reportedly, who reported harassment, and whose family says that she was being stalked. In your experience, what tends to fall through the cracks in a case like this?
Well, without seeing the detail and the content of reports, if there were actual formal reports filed, what often happens with especially domestic relationships, there's criteria that will establish what a domestic violence relationship looks like. Everybody, sometimes in this case, obviously is a dating relationship, but it could also be cohabitants that are adult age per se. But there are certain, situations that reports can be taken, but if people want orders of protection or court, relief or injunctions, that then goes to a local magistrate that has to make that determination. So the police officer, or the one that receives that initial report is somewhat a conduit to the next, venue, which would be a court setting, which would then make the determination if there'd be like an order of protection issue. Then there's other criteria that are mandatory arrests, that it's just, there's no discretion. Even if the person doesn't want any criminal complaints for the accused, the police have to go ahead and take action and make an arrest.
And right there, that's why women will continue to get murdered and beat by their husbands and partners and stalkers and people who just don't like them, these men, because it's too much. Look, it shouldn't be that hard to go get a restraining order. It shouldn't be hard to go and be like, oh my God, he's stalking me. Can you handle this? It should not be this hard. There shouldn't be criteria on what type of restraining order you get. Keep them away. How hard is that? This is why this will never end, because you have too many laws with this, too many criterias, like they say, and because of that, it takes so much time. During that time, you got the suspect already planning your murder. You got the suspect already looking at where you live in, knowing the laws, because they research too. They know what to do. They know how far to go, and they know how to make stuff look like certain things. That's what I'm saying. Like, they know things. It's too many criterias. It's too many. Just like the other video I did with the girl and the dad who tortured her to death with a girlfriend. The same thing. They're talking about criteria. What criteria did she meet? She was abused and tortured. Oh my God. How many freaking reports do you need? This lady reported him. She said she barely knew him. 3 months. They were not dating that long. They were not dating. I don't care. Oh my gosh. But I'm so tired of hearing criteria, because it's like within these criterias that they keep saying, you have one person in the middle, the suspect, who don't care. They don't care. This man killed himself. He did not care. He was going to kill her no matter what. He had that plan, or he already had it planned. So I'm so tired of him saying that. And then what he needs to say is that when in this situation with the cop, you have the girl who they say was a girlfriend to him, then reported him after she broke up with him. He'd been stalking her. They probably looked at it, and if it was in the same area that he works in, that would not go nowhere, because they know each other. They know people up there.
Is a burden of proof when someone is being harassed but hasn't yet been physically attacked?
So yeah, there's always going to be burdens of proof to protect people in their due process. However, domestic scenarios are often, you always give the credence to the would-be victim. But we have to walk that line in protecting people from, false allegations. And I'm not saying that was the case here, of course, naturally. But, we all know sometimes relationships don't go well, and then people have motives to cause some type of stress or duress onto somebody else. So, yeah, of course, we have to be careful not to just take at the surface level an allegation or an accusation. There has to be certain follow-up, of course.
Now, the accused killer is in law enforcement. So is there typically a protocol or red flag system in place if repeated reports are made about an officer, even if it is a domestic issue?
Yeah, and this pains me, because just looking at the story, there's an early warning, because what we want to do is identify at-risk officers or employees from not only being offenders, of course, but to take action, right? But to also look at, police officers and people involved in public safety that could be victims, because that's going to then impact how it is that they perform their tasks. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of, indicators per se of certain type of behaviors or situations that you would say, hey, we got to take a close look at this and monitor this situation, maybe get some type of assistance. There's a lot there that go beyond just discipline. Yeah, sure.
What would have had to happen, though, for someone like Santos to face disciplinary action or even be disarmed? Is that a high threshold? Like, if you could walk us through what would the report would have had to look like?
Yeah, so that's almost, and I say this in a twisted, ironic sense, that's the beauty of the system. It takes the discretion somewhat out of our hands. Now, there are what they call conditional rearming circumstances that in some scenarios, and again, it would be the prosecutor's office. Other states call them district attorneys. They can make the determination that a man or a woman in law enforcement can be armed while they're working. But when it comes to personal access to weapons in an off-duty capacity or personally owned weapons, it takes a discretion out. If you're the subject of an order of protection, a restraining order, that's all gone. Now, if the person didn't get a restraining order, but there are indicators to say this guy or this girl falls into our early warning system, they can then disarm that officer. They can work in what we call a light duty capacity, which means maybe some clerical tasks of being hypothetical, but they don't have access to weapons or their full powers of a police officer given while they go through whatever it is that the court requires of them.
But some may ask, if the stalking escalated to the point of property damage and surveillance devices, why wasn't an arrest made? I mean, what would you say to that?
Again, if it was reported, I can't answer as to why, because there would have been. So if the level, like I told you before, if probable cause is established, we, meaning the police, would take that burden off.
Shut up. God, I just want to tell him to shut the hell up. God, he just talking. I feel like y'all, oh my God. Look, just say it how it is. I feel like they're just protected. Think about when they shoot an unarmed person, okay? When they shoot an unarmed person, they protect each other to the fullest. Oh my God. The captain will go, like, they protect everybody. By the way, they still get paid. They're still on, like, leave. They just get paid still. They're still working. So, shut up. Shut up. God. He's just talking. He's literally not saying nothing. If the lady reported it, her family said the same thing, and I'm not watching this whole video because it's just them talking, y'all, but I'm going to tell you guys about the document, okay?
The reporting party and make the arrest ourselves. No matter, regardless if somebody's a police officer. How do I know this? Because I've had to unfortunately participate. So I'm not going to sit there and relate to you that we wouldn't have done that, of course, because I have. However, in some other scenarios where it's gray, then the person would still have the ability, listen, do you want to sign a criminal complaint? So,
and real quick, I forgot I had the, I was talking before I played this. What I wanted to say, because I think they're just going to continue this conversation, on the document, it was more to it. They might talk about it if I finish this. People they reported the crime, the neighbors, they heard the gunshots. Because I was wondering, I'm like, I know there's neighbors around here. Somebody heard gunshots. Gunshots are not like fireworks. They're loud and they're like thick. So neighbors reported it. Nobody did anything. They said they saw a patrol car pass by the house and literally kept going. Their bodies weren't found till the next day, I believe. So it's like, that's why people, even in the comments, y'all, I was literally reading the bottom ones while I was letting my camera cool down. They all saying the same thing. Police protect each other. That's all it is. And just tell it how it is. We're not stupid. The public knows. It's like, that's what y'all do. That's what y'all do.
with that comes a judge takes a look to determine if there's probable cause. And if there is, it comes with the same powers as if we were going to effectuate the arrest. It's an arrest warrant regardless.
And there may be some people, we don't know if this is the case here, but there may be some people, let's say hypothetically they're in a relationship with someone in law enforcement. Hypothetically, they're too afraid to come forward. What would you say to them if they say, man, they have the whole police force on their side? What can I do? I'm only one person. But that's not true, right?
Well, so it's not true, but I'm a bit different, right? I take an empathetic approach where I understand why you would think that. Clear. Look at this case. Not saying that that's what happened here, but look at this case. So I understand from a purview of the outside to look at it and say, oh, sure, this guy was allowed to do whatever he wanted because of that. All I can tell you is from my walks and my journeys and my paths I've traveled, and I've done it all in this game. There is nobody that I've never participated where it's like, let's just turn the other cheek here because it's somebody in law enforcement. It's actually the opposite. It's a heightened where it's an instant that there's notifications that have to be made to the employer of the police officer, to the prosecutor's office, the district attorney, in this case, to the state police. There's no let's just brush this. It doesn't exist because it can't exist.
It's funny, like, how they think we're idiots. Yo, my mom tell me cases all day of stuff like, not like murder, but like attacks and stuff by the police. She's the person that watch audits all day. God, she watch them all day long. She work remote, so she watch them at work, and then when she get out, she's upstairs watching them. So she knows so much about the law, and she always tell me the same thing: how they don't do anything. Then they go to court, and a lot of judges be in on it because they be trying to get that what is it called? They try to get that number. It's like a certain number. They get like points or something that put people away. It's a lot of protecting. That's what I'm saying. Of course they're gonna say that because they think we don't know. We're not stupid. Be for real. We're not stupid. Of course, nobody will admit that they do that. He probably never did, and probably did, I'm pretty sure. But it's like, it do happen. It happens literally all day, every day, especially in the police. Like, come on.
We then jeopardize our careers if we were to do something like that.
And then, by the way, they will not jeopardize their careers because their captain protects them, and he's a captain. But yes, they protect one another. They go home with pay. They still work. Then after it dies down, they go back to work. Even if protests happen, y'all know how much police brutality has happened, and so many people, it took like a whole protest to get the George Floyd man, who we don't care about, you creep white killer, to get him put away because people protested. That's the only reason. They was not going to put that man away. It's like, even if it's recorded, they have, and you see this all the time too, even if it's recorded, they distort the footage. They don't even show the real footage, y'all. Even in court, they won't show the real footage. Just like it's edited and it's not supposed to, it's illegal. So they don't even get in trouble with that. So why would we, the public, believe anything you're saying? My guy, like, be for real. We're not stupid. And they really think we are.
Now, with that said, I would say always come forward. Always, but be persistent. If you don't feel like you're getting the level of service that you deserve, or if it's not being taken as seriously as you know it is because you're involved intimately in the relationship, go to the next level.
Kill them.
The beauty of what we do is you don't have to stop, right? If you go to a locale and you don't feel like you're treated properly, then there's the county level. If that's not there, then there's the state level. Then there's the federal level. I mean, what I'm trying to say is I find it hard to believe. I'm not doubting anybody in this particular scenario, but I just find it hard to believe only because of my own experience that you would be turned away from everyone. Now, some people don't like when we explain procedurally if they don't qualify, meaning of a criteria, or no, we can't do that exactly. That's where we have to make sure we're effectively communicating what law, policy, and directives state.
And I'm done with this video. We're going to talk about it after. Let me tell you something. Take it up to the next level. Kill the man. That's what I'm saying. It. Kill him. It's self-defense, especially documented. Kill him. That's what I hear. Next level, take him out. That's it. Let me tell you something. There's only so much you can do for the people who don't want to stay away, okay? Now we have to have this conversation, which I have had a lot on this channel. I'm always telling women to protect themselves, especially when somebody just won't get it. And if their court won't help, if they just don't want to like handle this situation. By the way, these people who stalk need to be put in jail because they won't stop. They're literally stalking. They're angry. They're obsessed. They like the 3 criterias right there is all you need to get them put away. But no. You have to constantly go up to different courts who won't do nothing. You're wasting time while this person is literally planning your death. He's literally planning on harming you. And they don't understand this. I don't get it. Because a lot of them be in those situations. This is me. Okay? Get a gun, get some weapons, get knives, get whatever you need. Because when that time comes and you need to protect yourself, you do what you gotta do. Okay? I can't even imagine myself like harming somebody, but if somebody was stalking me to the point of like, I'm really scared for my life, I'm gonna just have to do it. You gotta do what you gotta do. And you will not go to jail because if you documented, you need to get cameras everywhere. And she had cameras on her car. That's how they knew he did this. By the way, why was that not part of the criteria? It's like documented. If you're going up there to tell them that this person's stalking, they won't do anything, documented. Because when that time comes, they'll see all the documents and it's self-defense. God, you will not go to jail. So I'm just so tired of him. He just constantly kept saying, well, I can't imagine somebody doing it. Yes, you can. If you are a police officer and you have been in here a police officer for a while, because he's a captain, so I'm pretty sure he's been an officer for some time now, decades. You have seen this before. So don't act like you have not seen people turned away from the courts because it happens. They don't do anything because they protect one another. God, how, like, y'all, it's so idiotic for him to constantly say that. And I'm so tired of hearing about the... Really? I'm so tired of hearing about all those criteria because all the criteria that people who, if the case is actually legit and they have the evidence, it's like, what else do you need? And I get what he was saying, that some people might fake it, because there's actually a case I saw. I got it on my list, y'all. This woman faked, I don't think I got it on my list, but I think I saw it, the title that they say she allegedly faked, like, him abusing her, and got him arrested. So yes, that do happen. But it's like, if it's been for so long and people are still reporting stuff, they're still talking about it, take it serious. And if these people won't go away, you handle your business. Gosh. You know, I said, y'all, I need to do a video of me going to a self-defense class because I still want to go to one. I have been saying this for the longest, but I really do need to go to one. I think me and my sister would go. But I want to start learning some self-defense moves. You can also learn them on YouTube. I need to get some pepper spray. I need a whole... I'm going to show y'all. Oh, my God. I need to create something. New idea coming to... Because I gotta help. Women need to stick together. These men are crazy. I've been seeing the videos of women who go hiking and there's somebody looking at them from afar. That couple that got killed when they was hiking, oh my God, if only they had a weapon. But nobody hikes with a weapon because it's like you're not there to kill somebody. You're literally there to go hiking. But you literally have people everywhere trying to harm you. It's crazy. But in these cases with the stalking situation, y'all, you really got to do something. Like if you're too scared to take their life when it gets that bad, take out their knees because they can't walk anymore, okay? Oh my God, like take out a limb. That'll be me. I'm like, okay, if I'm not going to harm you because you're trying to harm me, knowing me, I'll take it there. You do what you got to do to survive. That's what I'm saying. But you take out them knees, okay? And if he's still willing himself to you, handle your business. Because at this point, you know what? He wants to go. And the dude took his own life, y'all. Like, he killed himself. Oh my God, he was crazy. A loser who couldn't take the rejection, so he took her life, and her boyfriend didn't kill himself. Summed it up. Handle your business if they won't, okay? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This stressed me out. This is why I wanted to make this video, because I was like, I did it before, but you didn't see my real anger because I was just reading from like the screen or whatever. Y'all, hearing that captain talk was just stressing me out because he just kept saying nothing. All I heard was criteria. I'm just like, why are there so many criteria for protection? Oh my gosh. Like, the man is angry. The man is he keeps stalking her. He's putting stuff on her property. He's literally trespassing. All these criteria is like, what else is it? God. So on that note, once again, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. I believe I said that already, right? Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, like early on. Anyways, bye.